With the new title out, I thought maybe it's the right time to guide both beginners and seasoned players through the exhilarating world of Prince of Persia. And by the way, the latest game is a total reboot. Anyway, where's the best place to begin? Prince of Persia has been around for more than 30 years and has over 10 games. I've personally played a few, but I'll share my favorite later. The most recommended way to play is by following the order of release date, which I'll mention later as well. But if you're up for following the timeline, let's dive into that first. Start with Prince of Persia of 1989. It uses rotoscoping for cool animations. It's still visually impressive today. Players control a hero stopping an evil wizard's plan, blending platforming and fighting. Next, Prince of Persia, The Shadow and the Flame. It's a sequel to the first game, brings more action with extra fighting and a deeper story. But sadly, the third game never came out, leaving fans without answers. Now, what about Prince of Persia 3D? It's the first 3D game, lacks fluid controls, but has its charm. It's like playing an old Tomb Raider set in medieval Persia. The story introduces a new prince imprisoned by the Sultan's brother, requiring him to fight and sneak to save the princess. Next one, Prince of Persia, The Sands of Time. And here's where a new generation fell for Prince of Persia. The Sands of Time changed the game with its funny story, beautiful worlds, smooth fighting, and the ability to rewind time. This reboot set the stage for an epic trilogy. It's time for Prince of Persia, The Forgotten Sands. It has various versions, but we treat them as one release. If you have time, try them all out. You can get the PC version on Steam. However, start with the original trilogy first. What now? Oh, it's Battles of Prince of Persia. This DS game is similar to Forgotten Sands, bridges the gap between Sands of Time and Warrior Within. It's unique for being a turn-based tactical game in the series. Give it a shot if you have a DS handy. Then jump to the second trilogy, which called Prince of Persia, Warrior Within. It got darker and had more fighting. Set 7 years after Sands of Time, the prince goes on a quest to change his fate. The gameplay is still good, even though the vibe isn't as nice as before. It's time for Prince of Persia, The Two Thrones, personally my favorite one. It ends the Sands of Time trilogy with a return to the wonder of the first game and challenging puzzles. It's a satisfying and enjoyable finale. Let's move on to Prince of Persia of 2008. It's a reboot that brings open-world elements and beautiful art like Okami. It's unique, feeling like Zelda or Shadow of the Colossus, with breathtaking views. Don't skip it if you're playing through the series. Next one, Prince of Persia, The Fallen King, the only game continuing the 2008 reboot. This DS title is a 2D platformer where you control the prince or Zal with the stylus. Controls can be tricky, but it's worth trying. Finally, Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown, where the prince returns as Sargon. The Lost Crown goes back to 2D roots with Metroidvania elements, offering combat, puzzles, and traps. It stays true to the series while adding freshness. Stunning visuals and thrilling bosses await. I've got an exciting news for those who don't know yet. Prince of Persia, The Sands of Time is coming back soon, a remake by Ubisoft, as we join the prince on his classic quest to save the kingdom from the treacherous vizier. Now, here's a list of the games in the order they were released. Feel free to take your time to write down the notes. That wraps up this video. But before we finish, I'd like to hear about your favorite Prince of Persia game. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more support, and I'll see you next time.